Hello everyone, this is Dr. Live with New Insight, and thank you for joining me in another video. The title of today's video is Stop Buying It. Now, I'm sure many of you have read or watched the news, social media, or podcast, and we have all seen countless stories, especially recent stories, of people who are just flat out lying and being delusional, but trying their best to sell a false narrative to protect their own image and self-interest. And they will pull out all the stunts and tricks to make themselves sound believable, creating and adding to their narrative to sound more credible. Tell me in the comments below what story comes to mind for you. And this can be a story in the news or headlines right now, or even from your personal experience of people lying, being flat out delusional. I love to hear from you on this topic. So the first order of business is to understand that there is no logic or reasoning with delusional thinking. You're running your head into a brick wall. It's self-sabotage. So stop. Stop your talking, your teaching, your preaching, your begging, your pleading, your asking questions, making PowerPoint presentations, because the other person's truth will never represent reality, only their delusional thinking or false beliefs. Now, let's look at delusional thinking a bit more and talk about different types of delusional or false beliefs. And delusions are false beliefs. And the person experiencing the delusion believes in them with strong conviction. Now, if it is a mental health reason, the intent is not to lie. In the person's mind, they feel the delusions, that is, feel very real, just as real as your reality or my reality. And some people experience mental health issues that can cause psychosis. And the psychosis can induce hallucinations, paranoid thinking, and delusional thinking. Mental health disorders such as schizophrenia, delirium, cognitive disorders, even chronic anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, and trauma can all create psychosis and delusional thinking. Now, this does not mean every person with these diagnoses will develop psychosis or have delusional thinking. However, psychosis and delusional thinking are characterized with these type of mental health disorders, depending on symptom severity and other factors. Psychosis and delusional thinking can also be created due to mood-altering substances or drug reaction. And psychosis can be hereditary, can develop as a result of a traumatic brain injury and certain medical conditions. Lastly, we see delusional thinking with certain personality disorders such as, guess what? Narcissistic personality disorder. So that's one type of delusional thinking. Now we get into the other type of delusional thinking, which is characterized by purposeful lies and deceit and manipulation. And this type of delusion or false belief is created deliberately by choice and is used as a coping or defense mechanism, a way to satisfy one's needs. The person will create the delusions anytime they don't want to face the truth or face reality. And when the opportunity presents, they just switch to delusional thinking to create another reality. So you might ask, why? What makes a person do this? Well, for many reasons. First, they don't want to feel guilt, shame, or embarrassment. They don't want to feel weakness or vulnerability. They don't want to be viewed or perceived in a way that they feel is unfavorable or negative. And they don't want to take accountability. Many of them don't want to change. They like being able to take the easy way out, the way that would require less effort. So they switch into delusional thinking and they create and affirm a narrative that they're satisfied with. And then they present it to the world, their family, their friends, loved ones, co-workers, partners, children, community, you, me. And depending on the person's personality and what's at stake, meaning what they stand to gain or lose, The person will use many tactics to convince others of their lies, of their delusional thinking. And this includes anger, aggression, crying, playing the victim and pulling the sympathy card, begging and pleading, appearing calm and logical and convincing, knowing all the while that they're flat out lying. They aren't telling the truth, but they have affirmed the lie in their minds, and they reinforce it every time they think about it, talk about it, meaning telling the story over and over to others, and the more others believe it and respond to it. So what does this mean for you? You, me, us. Well, it means we don't need to waste time, energy, effort, focus, or conversation trying to entertain this. However, our niceness and kindness, ego and emotions, trauma, hurt, pain, insecurities, codependency, trauma bonds, all causes us to always make time and create space to entertain it. And all this does is create more negative emotions for us and will keep us stuck, will distract us from our own healing and growth. So it's important that we recognize when a person is flat out lying or delusional. The delusional thinking serves and protects them. It's not about you. It's not about doing what will benefit you in any way. And know that they will go through any lengths to defend their delusional thinking. They will put on all of the theatrics and really seem genuine and believable. Some will mix in truth with the delusional thinking, which makes it harder to detect that they're being manipulative and have ulterior motives. So don't get entangled in their web, because they are very skilled at it. They know what to say and do to sell the narrative, which is their delusional thinking or false reality. And once you engage, that's it. You've opened the door and opportunity to be manipulated, used, abused, and hurt, which only keeps you distracted from the real reality. And this is how we get stuck or move backwards. This is how we stay trauma bonded, codependent, and unhealed. And keep this in mind. Commit this to memory, that all they need is for you to entertain it, for you to ask a question, make a statement, accept a phone call, reply to a text, see them face to face. They just need a way in, and this gives them life, strokes their ego, and reinforces their delusional thinking. So you have to be mindful enough, strong enough to not give in to any of their advances. Stand strong and check your motives and intentions as well. Because ego and emotions, as stated, hurt, pain, trauma, insecurities, curiosity, hope, moments of vulnerability, wanting something to make sense, seeking closure from them, all of this I've discussed in previous videos, will cause you to engage with a delusional person when you don't need to. And it will only be to your detriment. So you have to say, no, I'm done, and I mean it. Bury it. Walk away from it. You have to know what it is, believe it, affirm it with your own logic, your facts and truth, and let that be it, nothing else. A toxic person believes their own lies. Their version of reality is false, so let them have it. Stop engaging. Some people just need to feel and be right for their own insecurities and ego. They will never see your point of view, never validate your feelings, defend you, or protect you. And they will protect their delusional reality at all costs. They want to keep you confused, filled with anxiety and self-doubt, not trusting your own decision-making and reality, so you can stay entangled with them. So don't let this happen, because they will surely try to sell it, but just don't buy it. So I hope this helps. Please leave your questions and comments down below, and we will talk soon.